very pleasant morning to you all, children. Today we were discussing about antibiotics. Today we shall discuss about serum. Previous class we had discussed what is the criteria of a good antibiotic. It should kill the pathogen, it should not have any side effects, and it should not kill the useful bacteria present in the body of the animal. Next, what are they used for? This antibiotics, they are usually used as animal feed, then they are used as food preservatives. Now, what is serum? You have studied about blood. Blood is made up of two components, the fluid part, that is blood plasma, and blood cells. So, that fluid part called blood plasma, if the protein fibrinogen is removed, then it is referred as serum. Simplified term, serum is blood plasma without fibrinogen. It may contain antitoxins, it may contain antibodies. So how is it possible? Now, they generally are useful for providing passive immunity to the body. Now, when we talk about, you have heard about anti-venom injections. When there is a snake bite, if a snake has bitten you, in that case what happens? Anti-venom venom injections are given. How these injections are prepared? Now what happens? Generally, that is an animal such as a cow or a horse is taken, and the venom of that particular snake, that is in its mild condition, that is their toxicity is removed, they are injected into the body in the blood of the animal. So against that toxin, antitoxins are produced. Got it? What are toxins? Chemical substances which are poisonous, produced by the pathogenic or pathogens, bacteria or virus, or the particular animal, like we talked about the snake. Now, to neutralize the effect of toxin, you require antitoxin. Now, what I said, a cow or an animal such as a horse is taken, and in the blood of that animal, this venom of that particular snake, where this toxicity has been removed, has been reduced, is injected into the animal. Now, against it, antitoxins are produced in the blood of the animal. So these injections are given at frequent intervals. And then what happens when enough antitoxins are produced in the blood of the animal, that is the horse or the cow, usually it is a horse. Now the blood is taken out and they undergo chilling treatment. Chilling treatment means what? They are subjected to very cold temperature suddenly. Now in that case, what happens? Suppose you are taking the blood in a test tube. This is fluid. Now what happens? If you sudden chill it, the blood cells get collected at the bottom, and the fluid, they get collected at the upper layer. This is serum. Got it? Which contains antitoxins or antibodies. So this is how anti-venom injections are present. Now this has provided, this type of method is also used in genetic engineering. What is genetic engineering? Bacterial cultures are used, since bacteria can divide very fast. Like for example, E. coli, they reproduce after every 20 minutes. So what happens? They can reproduce by binary fission. A suitable human gene, desired human gene such as insulin, they are introduced into the bacterial cell. Got it? By this technique of genetic engineering. So when the bacterial cell divides, that gene which is introduced into the plasmid extra chromosomal DNA, I have already mentioned in the previous class. So that will also replicate, and the insulin gene, many copies of the insulin gene are formed, and then they are extracted, cut and stored. So that was how the first that is synthetic insulin gene was present. Clear? Now we come to some other terms. I have mentioned about toxin, antitoxin. Now what are toxoids? Toxoids are inactivated toxins. That means toxins are poisonous substances. They are made mild. That means their harmful effect are neutralized, and then they are introduced into the body of the human being or the animal. So against it, the body will produce antitoxins. Got it? So, and this method is usually used in diseases for preparing vaccines like diphtheria and tetanus. Clear? Now, what is vaccination? It is the method of introducing dead or live germs which are inactivated into the body so that antibodies are produced to develop resistance against that disease. Now, for example, BCG, Bacillus camelid guerin, named after the scientist who first prepared the vaccine for tuberculosis. What did he do? He introduced the live, that is inactivated germ of tuberculosis, that is caused by bacteria, into the body of the animal such as human being. Against it, antibodies are produced and they kill that inactivated tuberculosis germ, and these antibodies circulate in your body, and when any live germ comes and attack your body, that is tuberculosis germ, the antibodies circulating in your blood recognize that it is the tuberculosis germ. They again produce in large numbers and then kill it, and you are protected from that particular live germ of tuberculosis throughout your life. So once you have taken the BCG vaccine, you are protected from that tuberculosis disease throughout your life. So that was how vaccine was prepared. You have already heard about Louis Pasteur. How did he prepare the first vaccine? Got it? So you go through all these that is definitions. Clear? All these serum you might get in any book, but I have written down briefly so that you can understand it better. After that, you remember this 1 marks questions, children. That is blood clotting factor, which were first introduced by the method of genetic engineering. Then TAB vaccine, that is utilized for typhoid, and PCG vaccine for tuberculosis. Next, we were talking about, the chapter is dealing about useful bacteria, role of bacteria in agriculture. Got it? Very important. That is how bacteria help in agriculture. You have got nitrogen fixing bacteria, which can fix atmospheric nitrogen directly into nitrates. Got it? This is the nitrogen cycle. See, remember it. Atmospheric nitrogen. In the atmosphere, you have already studied the composition is about 78 to 79%. Got it? But it cannot be directly used by the plants. So it is fixed by 3 methods. One is biological fixation, industrial fixation, and one is atmospheric fixation by thunder and lightning. That is not required here now. Atmospheric fixation, nitrogen and oxygen of the air combines to form nitrous oxide. It will combine with more amount of oxygen to form nitrogen dioxide, and along with water or moisture, it forms ammonia and then converted into ammonium compounds. Then we talk about industrial fixation. When you add fertilizers to the soil, they contain some amount of nitrogenous compounds in them, such as urea, superphosphate, lime. So in that case, when we talk about when you add chemical fertilizers to the soil, they contain some amount of nitrogen in the form of nitrates or ammonium salts. So this is how they are absorbed by the roots of the plants and reach the plants. How do we animals get it? By eating the plant product. herbivore get it from the plants, and carnivores or omnivores carnivores get it from the herbivore, and omnivore get it directly from the plant or by consuming herbivores. Now, biological fixation. You have already studied about certain bacteria, symbiotic bacteria called as rhizobium bacteria, that can fix atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates in the soil. There are free living bacteria called as Azotobacter or Clostridium that can also fix atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates. Now, there are certain bacteria which act on dead bodies of plants and animals, that is aminofying bacteria, and or saprophytic bacteria that can convert ammonia into that is nitrites and then into nitrates, which are done by, so underline in your book, Nitrosomonas and Nitrobacteria. If you are asked give 2 examples of nitrifying bacteria, you have to mention Nitrosomonas and Nitrobacter. So when the plants and animals die, what happens? See, the plants, animals get it from the plants, got it, and thus